Hey, what's up, guys? Did you miss me? Um, Sorry if you've been on the outlook. I know many of you have been waiting for me. Um, to be completely honest, I just haven't got to recording the video. I did have a video a few weeks back. I didn't like the way that it came out, so just getting to it now. But hopefully, the idea is to record these as soon as I watch a movie. That way, it's fresh in my mind, um, and I'm able to review it based off initial view of the movie. So, with that being said, really appreciate you tuning in. Please consider subscribing so you know when I upload a video. Consider liking the video. That way, um, I know that you enjoy hearing me talk. Not a lot of people do, but hey, when it's about movies, I think many people might be okay with that. All right. So, the first movie that we're going to be reviewing, as the title um, gives it away, Shaft, a 1971 film by Gordon Parks. Now, I want to set your mind a little bit to the time period, 1971. We are in the U.S., of course, just coming out of what is the a fight for equal rights from African Americans in the U.S. Okay, so the Black Panther movement has just in its heyday began to sort of I want to say slow down. We have rights for African Americans at this point by 1971. It's been a few years. So we are seeing more African Americans in TV, portrayed in TVs, more widely accepted. So around this time is when Gordon Parks decides to make a film off a book by Ernest Tidyman called Shaft. Now, I'll get to why that's important, but I just want to show you what the cover looks like. I was really intrigued by the cover of the movie when I looked for in the store for it. It was sort of, as you can see, like very like trippy. Um, it reminded me of another movie. It is a way newer movie, Inherent Vice, which stars Joaquin Phoenix, where he's a hippie cop. So this sort of brought that to mind. I picked it up with just reading the back of it. So I didn't really have anything like big for it. After, to be completely honest, after I watched the movie, I was sort of thinking about what this movie was doing in the Criterion Collection and how it had been chosen to be in the Criterion Collection. And that's where we get into the backstory of Shaft. Okay, so Ernest Tidyman begins writing this book in about 1969. At this point, he had sort of come off influenced by the African American culture. Literature at that time was beginning to portray the true African American expression, which was music, style, and sort of hood culture. Okay, I don't mean to say that like I don't want to be like politically correct or incorrect. It's just the way that at the time culture of within African Americans communities was being portrayed. Okay, you had people who were not afraid to be pimps and not afraid to show out with bling and these heavy furry coats that you see people in the 70s wear, right? Sort of just their own style, okay? And this is what's happening during that time period. Ernest Tidyman begins writing a book based on a private detective that lives in New York City in the 1960s. And he is the best of both worlds because he is very uh, honest and close with his roots in being African American, and then also very close to what is at that time the opposite, which is um, you know, honesty as a cop, as a private investigator, because he is a private investigator for the New York Police Department, or I should say, collaborates with the New York Police Department. Before this time, African Americans are being portrayed in mostly in shows that disconnect them from who they are. They are sort of whitewashed by the words in the documentary presented in this movie, because there's a disconnect, and some of the characters struggle to portray themselves as true African American. Okay, so Ernest Tidyman takes a lot into consideration when creating Shaft. He wants him to be very connected with his roots and also very slick, okay? Because he can work both sides. He can work with the informants on the street, and he can work with the New York Police Department, okay? So that's where he gets the idea for Shaft. And Shaft, who is played by, give me a second here, Richard Roundtree. It's his first role in a major movie, which is phenomenal. He had already done some theatrical works in New York City, mostly in small plays, but he gets casted as a model from a model agency by Gordon Parks, who already had a career. I think it was in Life magazine, taking pictures. So when Gordon Parks is chosen to direct this movie by Warner Bros., he envisions Shaft the same way that he's portrayed in the book. Okay, in the book, he is very intelligent. He's mean with the people that with the criminals that he faces, and as well as being very loving. Let's say loving with the ladies. Okay, he is a ladies' man, and he is very enchanting with the ladies. Okay, so I think literally in the description here it says he is a streetwise New York City private eye who is as tough with criminals as he is tender with his lovers. Okay, so that is the character that Shaft represents in the movie, which had never been done before. Okay, that's on the character side. A very good character who, in today's world, has influenced a lot of modern African American actors. Okay, just to name a few: Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington. All these guys who portray as sometimes a very specific type of character is all due because of Gordon Parks choosing to have Shaft portray what it was like at the time to be African American to its core. Okay, and in the movie it is a political movie, because in the movie the characters embody, if you look at them through through political points of views. There is a political theme in the film. Okay, now this is 1970 New York City, when crime and when gang wars are beginning to take place, and the movie touches on all that. Okay, very subtle, but it does touch on that. It is ultimately a political movie, which is why it's important at 1971 that this is happening, because it opens an era with what is called black exploitation, which is the major influx of African Americans into movies and into TV shows, into the homes of people all around the U.S. Okay, this is when they step up, because Shaft makes such an impression on the viewers that Warner Bros. Decides to take advantage, and so do many other corporations, TV corporations at the time, media companies begin to take in this culture, or this expression of culture of African Americans. Okay, some of my favorite films: Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. You know, we can't forget Friday. You know, they all show a side of the African American community, and there's a bunch of other ones. Okay, but this is what starts. This is what leads the way for the movies that we enjoy today. And not to mention, the score won an Oscar. It is played by Isaac Hayes, which is a phenomenal musician. The score, I mean, if there was a score that I could walk out to and feel like a badass, this is the score, or the score for the theme song of Shaft. That would be the one. Okay, it is a beautiful score. All the sounds in the movie are enjoyable, and they definitely stand out. So everything, the character, the meaning, the music, the even the way that Shaft uses his words. Okay, everything is so well put together, and it makes it an enjoyable film. Okay, the storyline is great. Like I said, it's political, and if you dive deep into it, you get what the characters are and what they represent, not just being characters but establishments. So that I encourage you to watch. It's a slow movie. There is action. It is an action movie. He is a private detective, and in the movie he does get hired for a job. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I was surprised to realize what this movie meant in the film community. Okay, because there are a lot of people, including one of my favorite directors of today, Quentin Tarantino, makes an homage in the 2016 Django Unchained movie, where Jamie Foxx's character Django and his wife Broomhilda von Shaft are the great grandparents in his world of Shaft. Okay, Shaft comes down the line after Django and Broomhilda in that timeline get back together. So it's an homage, and that's what I enjoy, right, about movies, because characters, storylines, they all tie together, and sometimes these directors who we see today make subtle gestures or make subtle homages to what they saw when they were growing up. So I definitely recommend this movie if you like some slow action. Now, it is 1970 action, so you're not going to get any CGI, any heavy, Mad Max type of explosions, but it is a good movie, and I highly encourage everyone to watch it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I might have missed a few things, and if you definitely do your research, you'll be just as surprised as I was when reading more about what this movie means. So Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope that you decide that to watch it. If you have nothing to watch, rent it, or if it's on a platform that you already have, just watch it. So maybe this is your introduction into film, and that's what these videos are, so that you also immerse yourself in a world which you don't know. So that being said, I really appreciate you tuning in once again, and yeah, hopefully I have these films out sooner rather than later. All right. Well, that'll be it for today. I hope you have a good day, and see you next time. Peace.